today. I know.
We're going live, Buttercup. Hello, everybody. I am Sun Psychic Jean, and look who I have with me today, Mark the Spirit Whisperer and Buttercup. Hi,
Yep.
Mark.
So getting some loving this morning. Hi, you guys. Hi, Jean.
So nice to see everybody. Thank you all for coming. Mark and I will be doing some readings for everybody today, and we're looking forward to it. It's been a little minute. We usually try and get together once a month, and with Mark's schedule and my schedule, we've had to bump it out a month. But I'm so glad to see you, and so glad to be together with you here today.
Yeah. I also had internet downage, which screwed with our last time. I remember, like, I couldn't get online when it was our turn to go. So I've had to do that a couple times
I
where
know, and
I'm out and I can't get a hold of the person, and I'm going, "Oh my God," because I have no, power. So I know some of you guys have been experiencing that as well.
yeah, yeah. Let us know if you guys are okay, if you guys were affected at all. And honestly, we're all affected. If one person suffers, we all suffer. And it is, um, it is very difficult to go through, but it is also very difficult to stand by and be witness to that, to all of it. It's uh, it's challenging for sure for all of us. So in different ways. So Cheap Ass Me is here, Wiki is here, JW, and Chick from Ohio, Kim B, Melinda Rogers, nice to see you, Jackie Cirillo, Melinda Salinas, hi Melinda, nice to see you, JR, and Thelma. Oh, Mark said she said the reading I had was spot on last week.
Oh, thanks. I'm so happy about that, Thelma.
Hmm. And Aileen is here. So nice to see everybody. Well, Kim B, it looks like you're going to get us started, right? Be the first one to get us started. And I just ask that we post questions in caps and use emojis. And just a reminder that questions are chosen at random. We'll try and get to as many people as we can. And we appreciate everybody participating. Happy Saturday, everybody. Let us know how it's sunny, but a little chilly and just a tad. It's in the 60s around here. How about you, Mark?
I don't even know what the temperature is today. I slept in late and I didn't even look. So I don't know. Doesn't feel too hot, but I'm inside with the air on, so there's that.
Yeah. If the air is on, then it's a little warm. So Cheap Ass Me says, I'm safe in Nevada, but my daughter was affected by Helene. Yeah. There's a large path from Helene for sure. Um,
It's
oh
68 here.
yeah. Anne
60.
Swentek is saying that she saw colors sweeping across the sky. That's aurora borealis, and it came very far south. It's usually only noticeable in Alaska and Canada, but so many people on the internet, and my niece even sent it to me in Pennsylvania, and the aurora borealis, beautiful colors and lights in the sky. That was really beautiful. So it's nothing to fear, but it's some of Earth's magic and beautiful display of miracles for sure. All right. So let's go ahead and start with Kim B. Thank you, everybody. And she said, any messages that I need to hear from my guides and ancestors. And thank you, everybody, for coming in. Uh-huh. Thelma says she can see the aurora borealis as well from England too.
Oh,
Wow. Yeah, I guess it's where it is from the equator. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
yeah, you
So
can
neat.
really well, I think, in Alaska a lot of times, but supposedly you've been able to see it more.
Mm-hmm. And
This
people have been just posting really beautiful pictures. All right, let's tune into Kim B. And Mark, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and switch us now, if you don't mind, so that I can. make that big when you do your cards.
And Kim B. Thank you, Melinda. Muppets today. Smoke and fires. Yeah.
So, Kim, the first thing I heard as soon as I closed my eyes and tuned into your energy, your spirit guides, what would like to, excuse me, would like to suggest that you trust yourself, not trust them, trust yourself. Trust yourself to have the instincts, the intuition, the guidance, and trust yourself to know and to what it is that you think, feel, and hear and sense. And what is a good way to do this is to maybe take 10 minutes, turn everything off, make sure there is no noise, no sound, no music, no anything, and just sit for 10 minutes and just listen to your own thoughts, feelings, and intuition. And they want you to do this as frequently as you can and start to listen to your own instincts, because a lot of my spirit guides have been saying that this is the way they're going to be coming through, is through our own senses. How about you, Mark?
Kim, well, the cards are interesting. I'm just going to ask, have you recently gone through like a little bit of meme energy, like what's that energy, that wasn't agreeable or something? Just seems like that may have been there. But we're moving past it. I don't know if you relate to that or not. Hold on a second. It's like we're just going along, everything's fine. Then all of a sudden, it feels like somebody coming in and kind of trying to rain on your parade or something a little bit. So I don't know if you've been interacting with somebody like that, but that's passing. I get an Ace of Cups after that. Well, in general, because we're looking at, I need for my guides and answers. Yes, I've been going through bad energy. Yeah, but it's much better now. Yeah, great. So the reason I was saying that, it's like, here you are, you in your Nine of Cups energy, everything's fine. You're not really, you're doing good. Then all of a sudden, this old sneaky Pete Seven of Swords and the devil sticks their face in your face. You're going, what? And then you're back to Ace of Cups. So it was just talking about that, maybe just so you can relate and know that the cards are kind of talking about that. But in general, for a lot of us, still, even if it's not personal, the energy's kind of up and down. We're still on this, it's like a boat on rocky seas sometimes. So even if it's not personally in our personal life, that energy's still happening. So, you'll notice it, you'll see it, you'll feel it. Like, oh, there's friends in Florida, having to take shelter for a hurricane. So it's like that kind of thing. Even when it's not at your home, it's still in our awareness. So it's talking about that too, like this up and down energy that we're going through. But I think from all of that, the message is just keep on going the way you normally do. And don't forget to take time out for yourself. That's kind of a message for all of us. Yeah, we go along and we're going and we're going and we're doing and we're doing, and things are up and things are down. But just occasionally sit down and take a break. And just say, oh, that's it. For half a day, I'm not going to go running and doing and being. I'm just going to relax. Seems like relaxing is a good thing to add in there, and I'm also, because in that relaxing, you balance. So anyway, that's what I'm telling you.
All right. Thank you, Mark.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kim B. Thank you very much. And I'm just going to spin the wheel here and see who I come up with. I
Okay.
have Emily Lorenz, and after Emily is Rose Esperada or Esparza. Rosie Esparza is right after Emily. And Rosie, just say hi. So Emily says, hello, may I have a reading about my current situation and any opportunities that I'm missing? Do you need to know a little bit more about the current situation, Mark? Or do you want to read on it like that?
I can just read generally. It's more specific. The more specific the question, usually the more specific the answer. Kim B, I like that you started meditation. I think that's what they were talking about when they say what you're doing now is good. Keep up with that. I know that when you start that, it's like a little bit of challenge, but that's good. Also, that's interesting too. I'm sorry, Gene, but that last 4 of cards is also like a meditation card.
Mm.
I mean, 4 of swords. What did I say? That could be talking about, taking time out and meditating. So I just like that you brought that up because then it yelled back at me about that card.
I
Okay.
finally found it. Here she is. I
Yeah.
didn't see the other one where she replied. Oh,
It's
here
just
it is. Here it is.
meditating. Yeah.
Okay.
And
Oh,
they
oh,
recently
oh.
started meditating. Yeah.
Sorry, everybody. It moves fast.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's why that last card of that 4 of swords came up was about that, sweetie. Okay.
So Emily says she's starting her life over, and after her town burned down and going back to school. Wow.
Oh, wow. Is that like a wildfire thing? That's horrible. Okay. I'm going back to school. Okay. Starting my life over.
Well, one thing I do know is after a tragedy like that, there's nothing but opportunities.
Right.
We are so very supported, and the possibilities are infinite. We can recreate ourselves. I love that you're going back to school, giving yourself a new start. Oops, yeah. Um, I'm not sure that I think that going back to school is going to give you a direction. It's going to give you a discipline. It's going to give you a rhythm. But I don't see that you'll need to complete the course before you start reinventing yourself. Like I feel like something is going to come in the middle of it because you're applying yourself, that this is a new opportunity is going to come to you. And this is what you were saying, opportunities, opportunities, opportunities. And you'll need to decide whether or not to, you still could continue the schooling, but the new opportunity is going to be there. And it's something that you really enjoy. I see a lot of pink light. I think there's a lot of love around this, and it's very like a magenta and pink light. It's a really beautiful color around you that is it's almost like something that you've always loved to do. It really speaks to your heart, and you have this ability to resonate with this new opportunity that you just can't deny. There's no way you're going to miss this. And it'll come to you in the middle of your schooling, your education. I'm not sure if you're involved with anybody, but it may also be an actual partner in love, or a partner in business, or a partner in, you know, uh, a business. For some reason, they want me to correct the word business. It may be a practice. Let me know. Why'd they make me change that from business to a practice? Interesting. How about you, Mark?
Hi, Emily. I get lots of cup energy and a lot of not dating anyone. I was just going to ask you that. I love when the question's on my brain and you guys put the answer in before I ask you. Made some new friends. Because I was wondering if you have a person you're dating or if there's a love interest. Because I feel like there might be one coming. So I was going to say, are you looking for one? Because anyway, I'm feeling lots of that. Plus, there's a lot of cups in here that make me think love's a coming. So first of all, I get the Chariot. So you're on the move. You're up and moving. So I know you went through that horrible experience, but we're kind of on the other side of it. We're brushing off, getting up, moving forward again, which was not, I'm sure, not easy from something like that. But this is a good sign, the Chariot, and the Chariot's a good card. It's also talking about taking steps to move forward. They want you to be aware. Okay. Be aware to follow your heart. So as you're moving forward, follow those things that lift your heart, open your heart, that speak to you personally, right? Something that, is important to you or that you particularly are interested in, like that. It also makes you happy, right? But here's the good news. I know you said, I'm just trying to, get through it. Just trying to recover mentally. Right. But Wheel of Fortune, your fortunes are turning and they're going towards, now we're at good fortune. So there's that. There's also a surprise in store for you, Page of Cups. This is another, there might be a love interest because that you meet at school. Now, I don't know if you're doing like night classes or are you going to school, like to a campus? Because I get a little bit of the same thing that Jean was talking about, that it feels like you're going to meet something at this school or at this class, an opportunity that moves you forward. That's not about graduating or finishing the class. It happens before that. It's like there's an opportunity that comes that you meet there, right? And it could be a lovely energy. This is like a young person with a surprising cup. I'm using the Jack-o'-lantern tarot, so some of the images are a little... But I'm saying about school because the Hierophant comes up, and the only reason that's coming up, I think, is because it's talking about where you're going to school or learn. And then King of Cups. So I got the King of Cups, the Queen of Cups, and the Page of Cups. That's a lot of nice, positive, lovable energy coming your way. So I don't think you've missed opportunities, but I do think there are some coming for you. And finally, the Six of Pentacles. So there's some back and forth, some giving and receiving, some exchanging back and forth with someone. So, I don't know, you're going to meet somebody that's great. Could be like a new friend, like a friendship, a like-minded friend that you become really good buddies or something like that. But there's some energy coming your way. I feel like it's a person that that's around the corner. I'm going to say that. All right. Wheel of Fortune, Chariot, all those are good, positive. Queen of Cups, good, positive, forward movement cards. All right.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much, Emily. All the best to you. And thank you very much for all of the quick feedback. And she said she has a night class too, but I think she does go to the university.
Right.
And she's giving you a little pumpkin there, Mark. How cute.
Little pumpkin head. It's for my jack-o'-lantern cards.
And she says that she's made some new friends lately.
That's
And
good.
she says, thank you.
You know, because something that experience, you know, you can feel pretty isolated and alone and all that. So it's good you get new friends.
Absolutely. So I haven't heard back from Rosie. I don't think she's here anymore. But said that Melinda Salinas is next, and after Melinda is Viviani. So Melinda says her dog Sophie barks at random times these days. Who is she seeing? How is she feeling physically?
Sophie.
Okay, thanks, Rosie. You'll be. I'll call you. You'll be after Melinda, and then we'll do Viviani. How's that? Thank you, Rosie. I was looking for you.
Sophie. Sophie.
The first thing I got right away is that she's hearing something, that she's picking up something that she's hearing. It's almost like a really high pitch, or it's a very faint sound. It's something that you're not hearing. I'm not sure if it's something in the neighborhood or if she's picking up on another dog that is like far away, that is barking, and you can't hear the barking, but she can. I just feel like she's hearing something. It's not an energy in your, or I'm not feeling that it's an energy. I see her popping her head up because she hears, it's like an alert. It's something that she's alerted to. And the first, like, even if she's sleeping, the first thing she does is from this sound that disrupts her sleep or her rest or whatever she's doing, is to bark at it. So I feel like there's something that she's hearing. So let me see if I can ask her to define. I feel like it's in the neighborhood. Her hearing is is good. I feel like she's picking up on dog senses. I don't know how else to explain it. I'm sure there's other dogs in the neighborhood. I feel like there's either somebody who's distressed or somebody who's left outside. And what I mean by that is another dog that might be distressed or left outside, or another. There's some other. It could even be like a raccoon or something in the neighborhood. There's something else that is making a noise that's just disrupting to her. And I'm curious to see what Mark's picking up.
Well, the first thing on my mind that I'm asking about is, hi, Melinda, first. Have you, this is probably not true, but let me know. Have you lost a pet recently? I'm wondering.
So she said normally she can't hear her or normal sounds. Okay. Thanks, Melinda, for that clarification.
I feel like she noticed. It's like I'm kind of getting my first instinct. It's like a friend visiting. No, it's been a few years since I lost Lola. Yeah, okay. But did Sophie know Lola? It feels like that, like visitation from the other side, or like some kind of spiritual energy that she notices. It's not alarming. It's just more like, um,
Oh, she said yes, it was her best friend, Mark.
oh,
Oh
okay.
my gosh.
Oh,
Wow.
her best friend. Right. I feel like that. It's because that was just the first thing that came to my mind is like a doggy friend that she knew and she sees occasionally. Like she comes in to visit. And she just, it's like a greeting or noticing it. Um, that's what I feel like. It's visiting from her friend. Um, and I know it's been a while, like you say, but for some reason she's visiting more again. How's Sophie doing? Oh, you wanted to know how's she feeling physically. That was your question. I was just about to ask you. Let me see. How is Sophie feeling physically?
Well, she did say she can't hear her anymore.
Right.
So,
She's getting older. I feel like she's feeling good. She's probably older and slower and things like that. Yeah, she's 19 years old. Okay. Um, which is getting up there. So that kind of would explain to me why her old friend might be visiting her again a little bit. Because as she gets older and closer to her time to cross, there's a little bit of visitation going on. But whatever. Um, Rosie gives me, I'm content, I'm satisfied, I'm feeling good. Um, I don't feel anything other than, I'm a senior. I have senior stuff, senior energy. So, oh, good. Because I did pull the card, trust your instinct, which I didn't show you. So there you go. Sometimes I keep one hidden in my pocket. No. Anyway, I was thinking about that, and I was going to ask you if you thought that, but we didn't get to it. But anyway, great. But I think she's doing pretty good, hon.
yeah, Melinda says thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome, Melinda. All the best to you.
Pop-ums.
Okay, so now we're going to go to Rosie, and then after Rosie is Viviani, and then I'll call the next couple as it comes in. Rosie says, oh, you know what? I did not read this, unfortunately, Rosie. Sorry. We're going to be doing more like personal readings today, not really anything political. Just to keep the energy light, if that's okay, Rosie. I'm so sorry. I don't read them. I just kind of hit the anything that's in caps. So I'm sorry about that, Rosie. If you want to change your question, feel free. So let's see what Viviani has to say.
I'm on later today too at 4 o'clock where it's Ask Anything Day, and you can ask
Yes,
if you want to.
absolutely. Yes. Thank you, Mark.
Yeah, Rosie, and
Thank
you're
you.
from my panel. So at 4 o'clock, you can bring that question over there, and I'll do it. Okay. I would love a message for Viviani.
Um,
Viviani, what cards want to be used, Viviani?
After Viviani is Deva, Deva. All right.
Viviani.
So the first thing I feel for you, Viviani, they're letting me know that you're following I feel like you're sort of floating and landing on a flower and then floating again and landing on another flower and floating again. I feel like you're trying different things and you're dipping your toe into different things and you're developing and exploring where and what is resonating with you, and um, they're saying that this is good, but it's when you do feel something that resonates, they want you to work on getting in that deeper. And they're saying try not to compare yourself to others, uh, their way of doing things, and to make sure that you are being your own beautiful, unique self, and to create your own style. And they're even suggesting that you create your own uh, logo if you haven't had one yet. You know, something about branding yourself, something about creating you and what you have to offer. And you might think that, oh, I don't know what it is that I want to land on yet. And they're saying it's okay. It's okay to be general and have like an overall, like a psychic, intuitive, akashic record reader, and name all the things, or you can just say the 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 amazing Viviani. Leave it at that. Um, they want you to also trust yourself and practice, practice, practice. Practice, 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 and try not to be too hard on yourself. Everybody starts, um, and I just feel like you're going to find your groove, and then you're going to. It's almost like those escalators or those human movers when you're in the airports and you have to walk a long way. They have those walkers that you step on. It's like an escalator, but it's just something that you walk on that propels you forward. I feel like you're going to be stepping on one of those once you feel. Um, Once you've hit your stride, then you're going to really excel and glide forward. So they want you to make sure that you have all your ducks in a row so that when this does take off, you can just follow that momentum. How about you? Oh, she says, I like to combine different things and learn different things. Yep. Oh, I've been told to do things my way. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep, yep, yep,
Mm-hmm.
yep, yep. Uh, I get the first thing I get basically the same thing Gene just told you. That we're still weighing, trying. This works, this doesn't. I like this. I don't really like that. I thought I was going to, but yeah, it's not really resonating. But you're in that period of I'm trying this, I'm trying that, and like you said, I like to mix and match. Great. Your Marquis does that kind of thing too, where I tend to have more than one thing happening at the same time. I don't know why. That's just me, but you have that same sort of an energy, and it's okay. I like this. So here's this Nine of Cups, but look, you're trying different cups. Does this one? Do I like this one? Like he's pouring, he's filling up different ones. He's checking different ones. So there's a lot of different opportunities, avenues to look at and try. World upside down. So we're not really at an ending. We're kind of at a beginning. We're still discovering, looking, and at all corners. Like, you're considering all different things, which is great. You should be. And sometimes some of it just doesn't suit. And that's fine. It's just not for you. Doesn't mean it's bad. Doesn't mean it isn't for somebody else. But you might find that, oh, yeah, that I can do without. So you're figuring out a little more about what to balance. I'm going to tell you two other little things that the cards are. So first of all, you're just balancing. What do I like? What I don't like? I'm in the flow, that give and take that the universe does. New beginnings. Yeah. When you're in this new beginning thing and you're trying to get clearer and figure out what avenues do I want to go, this is like take time to commune with source and to align what you want to do with the universe. It looks like he's on his knees praying, which I relate to. Sometimes I do that just to get clear and make sure that we're in alignment with one another. So I get even more clarity, or just asking, give me more direction, more clarity. Looks like there's some surprising message or opportunity on the way. And this thing, the bird just dropped the fish in the cup. Yeah. I also think there may be a job opportunity coming, like just what we might call a job that doesn't necessarily seem to involve things like this, although everything you do would, because that's you. But I don't know. I felt that right in the beginning, that there might be some kind of you're planning a move and everything. So I get the Knight of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. These are both very earthy, kind of taking care of business things with money. So I'm wondering if there's a new work opportunity that comes your way. That's fun, it's easy, and it also helps to create more funds or something like that. But anyway, they wanted to kind of me to say that. I think that's that message coming in. So there may be some kind of new opportunity. And I do get more money coming in for some reason. I don't know if that's a thing that you're focusing on, but it feels like we're looking at, creating more money. All right, sweetie.
Thank you, Mark.
You're welcome.
And she says, yes, that makes sense.
Okay.
You're welcome, Viviani. You're welcome. Okay, so we have Peg Carr is next, and she says, curious, is there any word from Herbie, my deceased father? So let's check on that for Peg. And after Peg is Diva. And I'm sorry, Diva. I think I may have said you were next, but after Peg is Diva. Sorry about that. It's a whole thing trying to keep this straight, you guys. So I appreciate your patience.
I do that exact same thing. I go, oh wait, I think I just told somebody else, and then I immediately changed it 1 minute later.
Diva, if you're still here, let us know. I think I was waiting to hear from her. I saw Peg, so okay. Herbie, deceased father for Peg.
Herbie.
So, okay, Diva, thank you. So, Peg, I'm getting a gentleman who was pretty much set in his ways. He really was. I think the 50s were one of his favorite times. He's showing me that he loved the. I just see him sort of like with dark, squared, black framed glasses, almost like that they used to wear back in the 50s. I'm not sure if this was like his era or a time in his life. But he's showing me, and he's also showing me that he wore like trousers, and the trousers had that little cuff on them. And I'm not sure why he's showing me his appearance. I'm not sure if maybe he was a good dresser and he was concerned about the way that he looked. But he's coming through with just a little bit. So Peg, let me know if that sounds familiar, so I can make sure I'm picking up on the right guy. I also feel that he was he he always looked neat, she said. Okay. Um, I feel like he had a short haircut. I think he had like thinning hair as he got older. I do see him, getting older, but not like very, very old. But he's saying that he worked hard, and I feel like he didn't have much time in retirement between retirement and the end of his days here on Earth. But actually, I feel like he was like a self-made man as well. I feel like he either had a side job or he had a hobby that he was able to work at and collect, um, make a small living. And she's saying true. Okay. Um, then let me just go ahead and get a message from him. Uh, he wants to send you his love, obviously. He wants you to know that he's really very proud of you. He wants you to know that he's been watching over you and he sees all of the trials and tribulations and everything that you've been through. He's saying that he wants to thank you for, I don't know if you take care of other members of the family, and don't take this personally, but he's saying reluctantly. I don't know if there's other siblings or other members of the family that sort of fell in your care or your responsibility, or that you actually take the extra mile to look out for other members of the family, even though they're not, even though you are not, you got to take them with a grain of salt. He's saying reluctantly. He's saying that he sees that you go above and beyond, and extend your kindness and graciousness, and he wants to thank you. I'm not sure who this is in his life that you're taking care of. I don't know. It could even be his dog. I mean, there's somebody in his life that you took responsibility for, and it could also be mom. He's not telling me who it is. He's just saying thank you for taking sort of like taking his place of being in charge of the family somehow. And he knows that this wasn't easy for you, and he knows that you sacrificed your own happiness, your own freedom, your own time to do this, and he just wants to thank you for this. um, I feel like he's showing me that I don't know if you visited a place where you would swim. He's showing me a fun memory that you shared together. I'm not sure if you drove to a beach or if you drove to a lake, or if you had like a campground that had like a swimming place. But he's showing me that there was a family vacation where you had a body of water where people would have fun and swim. I feel like this wasn't very often. I feel like it was like maybe once every 10 years or once every 5 years. Oh, geez. She said, yes, we swam. He drove us to the beach and the lake. This is what he wanted to validate that for you and let you know. Whew, okay. Uh, I think all of them, I think she's saying, I think of them often. Okay. The family. Uh, he had several side gigs. I didn't know if you're taking care of, he and mom remained in the car when you guys were swimming. Oh, um, so I'm not sure if there was somebody else that you're taking care of. Was there somebody else that you were taking care of? Um, Peg? But he just wants to thank you for taking over the responsibility. Whatever this responsibility was, I felt like it was somebody that you were taking care of. Um, and he wants you to know that no, you're not taking care of anybody. Thanks, Peg. That's okay. No worries. But perhaps it was, you know, his belongings or whatever, that needed to be done at the after he passed. But he wanted to share that. Oh, your mom, maybe. Okay. He wanted to share that memory and let you know that these are the highlights. And this is the thing that a lot of loved ones on the other side tell me, that we bring. the memories with us, that the memories that we make with our loved ones and the happiness and the joy that we have here on this earth, we bring with us. We don't bring the grind of driving to work every day. We don't bring the, how much in our bank account or how new of a car. It's the memories of our relationships and our loved ones that we carry with us, that remain. There's certain things that occur in this world that we carry with us on the other side. And I always love when they remind me of this, that these are the things that remain with them, that they hold on to. And that's the connection that he still has with you. So thank you very much, Peg. That was really nice to connect with Herbie. How about you, Mark?
Herbie, the love bug. I feel like he's trying to talk to me about something about his will or inheritance or something about that, or estate or something. I don't know. Was there some hubbub about that or something? Because he passed before your mom, right? So I don't know. I feel like he's talking about that. Either that, or you've been going through some kind of a legal battle or something. Because he certainly seems to be talking about that. I don't know. My first instinct was about inheritance. And that maybe there was some kind of foul around. He just
She says, I got nothing. It was complicated. Yes, he passed on my birthday.
It was complicated. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think he was happy about that. The reason I'm saying that is because now this tower could mean other things. And I was first thinking, well, does that mean you had a really tragic death? But I don't think that is. It felt more like it was about what he left. I don't know. I felt like he would have liked you to have got something. This little Knight of Coins, the Justice card, and that tower, which makes me think after he died, there was something about the will, and he wasn't all that happy about the way that worked out. Maybe like that. So he's just talking about that. And I think he passed before mom, right? Feels like. The other thing he's trying to get across is, well, he watches over you. So there's that. He loves you. He's proud of you. He gives you the sun card. He just thinks, this is sun card, but there's obviously a daughter riding on that horse. So not S-O-N. So he really is proud of you. He liked you a lot. That's why I think he's a little annoyed that you didn't get something there. I know that sounds like, trivial sort of, but that seems to be something on his mind. The only other thing I think he wants to tell me is that I feel like he's sent you greetings and messages in the form of an animal. So I don't know if you've ever thought that or felt that, but it looks like a message from heaven from him. Wands are spiritual energy for me. And then you get the salamander on here, which is never in this picture. Crows. Gotcha. So look at this salamander up in the air. So we don't really have a card that has crows in it. So he's just trying to show you that he came through as an animal. So he wants, and crow feathers. So he wants to confirm that for you, okay? That is him. I like in this picture too, when you said crow feathers, look at those little leaves all floating down to the ground. Almost feather floating in the air. And, this was just representing that I'm using animal kingdom. And then I like that it was up in the air. And look at that. It's like presenting that to you from heaven. Anyway, so that's something that you can count that that's true. And that's the way he's been communicating with you. And I love that you already realized that. So, great. I feel his
Wonderful.
around you. He really loves you and wants this over you.
Absolutely. Wonderful. Beautiful. Thank you very much, Peg, for all of the participation and the feedback. As you see, it really does help to enhance the readings. So thank you very much. And Diva is next. And after Diva is Nature Girl. And Nature Girl, can you give me one brother's name that you would like to hear from the most? Diva says, any messages from my love, Roy, who passed a year ago? Oh, I'm so sorry, Diva.
Yep.
And I hope that's okay. Is it Diva or yeah, it's Diva.
Trevor is Nature Girl's somebody.
Okay, thank you. So Diva says, any messages from Roy, who passed a year ago?
Roy. We're calling your number. Step up to the counter.
That's what we do. We have to call them in.
I'm just teasing. It's like, take a number and we'll get to you. Hi, Roy.
So I'm just going to say what I'm seeing because it's not moving out of the way. He's showing me a crescent moon, and he's showing me a crescent moon that is. I wish I knew what it is. It's on the right side, so it looks like it. It looks like a. It doesn't look like a C. It's the other way. It's like a backwards C. It's one of these, and he's showing me this crescent moon crumbling. He's showing me that pieces of the moon are falling off of the moon, and he's showing me this what looks to me like a moon, and um, I'm not sure what he's trying to show me, so I have to say this. It like his last name could be Mooney or something. I don't know, but whatever that means for you, Diva. He wants you to know. He's also showing me trees. He's showing me trees that he's making. He's showing me the leaves and the trees and the wind. He's showing me nature. He's showing me that he can. He's also able to experience what it's like to be in the wind and to be in the trees. I feel like he does come back to Earth and to visit nature. Either that, or he was very much into nature in this lifetime. But he's talking about the moon, he's talking about trees, and I'm asking him to come in. And each soul comes in a little bit differently. So if I just sit here and be silent, he's not going to give me more information because what he's giving me, he wants me to share. I feel like he had a thickness to him. He wasn't heavy, but he had like a thickness to him. Maybe he was a big guy, but he's showing me that he was strong, and Emma's like, you wouldn't I don't see that this was a known passing, or maybe it was just a short while that you knew of his passing. But he's saying that he was strong and vital, and that this came out of nowhere. Like he wasn't like ill his whole life. And he does say, he says, he's reminding me that nobody's going to say, I wish I worked another day on their deathbed. He's saying, make sure you take the vacation, make sure you take your personal days, make sure you take happiness and joy and experience life and enjoy the earth. He wants you to make sure that you're enjoying your time. Try not to isolate yourself through, and I know it's hard while grieving. It's difficult to be out and about and to have other things sort of trigger you, so to speak, or to remind you of him, but he wants you to know to get out and to live life, get out and to feel the breeze on your face, to get out and to enjoy your life and to make the most of it. He's saying, don't stop living because of me leaving this earth. He wants you to live even more for the both of you. He says that our love has not changed, that the love you had together in this world, the connection, he's saying that now that he's on the other side, the connection is still there. That connection has not changed. Oh, it was his heart. He passed alone, and I've been isolating. Yeah, he wants you to get out and to live life for the both of you. But he's he did. Was he a little bit of a bigger guy? Do you mind saying Deva? Because that what came through, that he was strong and not weak looking. And I don't. This is just flying out of my mouth. I don't mean any just uh, you know. He just wants you to know that nobody knew. He didn't know. Nobody suspected. He was strong. He was always, it wasn't like something he would have. He didn't look like he was ill. Um, so he just wants you to know. And he said that you made him, he said he loved the way you loved him. And he said that it was one of the greatest joys in his life. Oh, he was an athlete, a big, beautiful man. Wow. Oh, wow. Yeah. But he wants you to know that the love you two have will last forever. I feel like you did also know each other in past lives. He's saying that you were autonomous. You two had individual lives, but yet you lived them together, and you had this mutual respect for each other's um, interests, that you lived independently yet together. Um, And he just wants to thank you for that. Like, you gave him space, you gave him room, yet you were able to come together at the end of the day. I'm not sure if you had two different interests, um, but he just wants to thank you for the way that you loved him and the way that you respected him, and that you were um, like, I think he needed his space. He was a guy that needed his space. Do you have he's talking about kids. She's saying so right on. He's talking about kids. I think he wants it he if this is hereditary, I don't know if you have kids or if you have a boy, a son. Um but he is saying that there's the to be mindful to check for hereditary links, whatever that might be. Um and she's saying she's getting major goosebumps. And when you get major goosebumps, Diva, this is his soul letting you know. This is a confirmation from Roy that this is him, that he's here, this is his soul coming close to you. It makes us have these goosebumps. It's like confirmation or a validation. So these goosebumps are not from what I'm saying. It's his soul is very close to you. I'm connecting to you, and he's always around you. And he wants you to know that this is him. So I think I'm just going to stop there, Mark. How about you?
Okay. Well, the first message, because you asked for a message, is that when he left the world, he kind of took a part of you with him in a way. And this relationship between the two of you, this love relationship, this partnership, was part of the world that was most important. It was a big thing. That went with them because that was a good, pure, loving experience. So in this world card, it's almost like taking a piece of you with him. So that relationship was really important to him, and it still was when he crossed over. That stood out as something that was good. I feel like his death was a little surprising. He wasn't quite expecting it. Kind of like a thief in the night a little bit. It was like, oh. I feel like, though, he's taking a little responsibility for it, and that, now, this might, you let me know, but, so he has the devil in this reading, because it looks like there was some kind of an addictive energy that didn't serve him to his highest. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be like addiction to drugs or alcohol. It can also just be sort of a negative thinking addiction, or fear, kind of a fear thought. But he's taking some responsibility as to why he died. Oh, alcohol. Gotcha, sweetie. Yeah. So he says that has something to do with it. I also feel like it might be heart. It was a heart issue, maybe, or something like that. But he didn't think it was time. But there was a little bit of a struggle with that addiction thing, and that raised its ugly head. And we all know that if we're addicted to anything, how that can grab you sometimes. But on the other side, sunlight, light, great over there. Immediately released from all that kind of thing, and gets to view things from a brighter perspective and see how certain choices affected his life. Because even that like addictive energy, in a way, got in the way of your all's relationship. He feels like it could have been even deeper and different without that. So it did have an effect, he says. But it's great over here. He wants you to know I'm feeling great. He wishes all good things for you. That's his focus on you, is the 9 of coins. That you have what you want, you have what you need. He wants you to be well cared for. He doesn't want you like alone, unhappy. He wants you to be fulfilled and, prosperous, living the good life. That's his wish for you. All right.
That's beautiful. And Diva, he also showed me, Rose and Jack from the Titanic. And after Jack died, Rose took his name and lived life to the fullest. And she explored and she traveled and she experienced life for the both of them. And she lived a life that he would be proud of. And this is what Roy is, and I'm getting chills because he's saying, yes, that he wants you to carry on and thrive. Don't let this set you back. And he doesn't want to be the cause of that. He wants you to know that he's going to be there when your day comes, someday far too far down the road. But he wants you to live life to the fullest for both of them, that you have a lot to experience here in this world. And he's going to be right beside you the entire way. Wow. That was really, oh my gosh.
That was your first reading, honey. Thank you. I'm glad you got in.
That's amazing, number one. But number two, also, it was very impactful. Sometimes when I read for somebody and it's the first time that they're able to connect with you, it's quite intense and powerful. And sometimes, like if you would come every week and say, can I get another reading from Roy? It would be, smell the roses, or, it would be a nice one, but not so impactful. Where this one, the first time, I think when you connect with your loved one, that it's sometimes more impactful like that. So everybody's saying so sweet, Diva.
Yes.
So sweet. Thank you. All right. So let's go ahead and shake that off a little bit. So we're going to move right into another one. And after Nature Girl, we're going to go with Cheap Ass Me. And Nature Girl says, any messages from either of my two late brothers? And I asked her for one name only because, and Mark, you might be able to pick up on the other brother, but when people give me a choice, it divides my energy. So I like to try and focus on one, and they may come through together or blended, Nature Girl. So just keep an open mind. But I'm going to try and pick up and connect to Trevor. And Diva says that meant the world to her. You're welcome. All right, Trevor for Nature Girl.
I think I'm picking up on the one that left most recently. Is that Trevor? I don't think so, but let me know. I think I might be picking up on the one that's not Trevor.
Yeah.
Unless Trevor was the one that just passed a few months ago. Tell me that. Which one? I'm sorry, Jean.
No. It's an important question because I knew you would get both of them, but it divides. It divides my attention. It really does. And
I know.
Steve
was
passed recently.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
So I was on Steve and you're on Trevor, of course. That way they get to sneak in and both get to give you a message.
And that's perfectly fine. So the first thing I heard right away when I first tapped into Trevor, he says, don't feel bad for me. Don't be sad for me. Don't feel like I didn't live my life to the fullest. He said he lived his life to the fullest. I feel as though that, not that he died young, I feel like maybe he was in his 60s or something, but something like he lived a full life. And but he didn't pass very young, but he felt like he lived, even though you might think he passed before his time. He's letting you know that he lived a full life. He's letting you know that it feels to me like he was almost like not a risk taker, but he wasn't one to be careful. He wasn't reckless. He was just a little more liberal, a little more, drive with the windows open and lay back. And he had this like invincibility to him that he's showing me, that he sort of like lived life not on the edge. And these things are just the words that come in, but sort of like he wasn't tiptoeing around things, and he wasn't afraid of anything. He was very direct and living life to the fullest. He wasn't a rule breaker, but he wasn't really a rule follower. He sort of like lived on the edge a little bit, but not to the fullest extent that sort of saying might describe. He's just letting me know that he lived a full life. He wasn't apprehensive. He didn't hesitate, and he took risks, but it wasn't like big risks. It was just like, if he wanted to start his own business and spend all of his money and sell his house, like he did this because it was something that he wanted to do. And I'm not saying that he spent his money or sold his house. I'm just saying like he was a risk taker in something like this. Like he was willing to try anything, and he had this like bravery about him. I feel like he's a really nice guy, very not he's social, not religiously, but social in the respect that he had others that admired him and that he worked together with. I feel like it was more like a work or a business kind of relationship. But he was personable to people that he worked with. Put it that way. Everybody kind of loved him, but it was sort of around work. Okay, so she said Trevor was certainly a risk taker. Okay. So I feel like whatever his job was, where he found his social atmosphere as well. Let me ask him. I do feel like there was a love in his life. I'm not sure I see an entire family. I do. Oh, he may have, he's showing me there is a woman that he loved, and there was, I, I'm not sure I see him as being a family man. I feel like there may have been a family that he was separated from. Um, because he was very, uh, driven, focused, you know, he goal oriented. And it's not that he's showing me a woman. He's showing me a woman over and over again. He did love this woman. I feel like he wasn't with her full time for some reason. And the children aspect is a little, she may have had children that he loved, or it could have been his children, because it's not clear there. But he's just saying that he's coming back to you and Steve, and he's saying that we stick together. He's saying that he watches over the family, and he's saying that that we're each individual souls. I feel like he wasn't like, this one is not like the other. I don't feel like him and Steve were two peas in a pod. I think that they were different from each other. But he wants you to know, he wants to thank you for reaching out to him, Nature Girl. He wants you to know that he is still, I say, sending you blessings, but he wants you to know he's still watching over you, taking care of you. He still has his eye on you. He's still your protector. And he wants you to know that he's, was he like a father? Kind of, not a father, but he seemed to be sort of a leader, a little bit like he stood out from the rest. I'm not sure. He never had children of his own. Okay. All right. So how about you, Mark? That's all that I'm getting. But he's a really nice guy.
Uh, well, Steve, um, he wants to say that you were his favorite brother. I mean, he was your favorite brother, or something. He says that you and he were closer, like a closer brother and sister relationship. Maybe you have a different opinion, but that's what he's saying. And he loved you a lot. Um, I don't know. I feel like you guys were close all along throughout. I get to, first of all, I get the Two of Cups. This looks like, brother and sister kind of energy is what it's giving me, rather than boyfriend, girlfriend. But lots of love. And this is Steve I'm talking about. And even in the Ten of Cups, look, it's like you guys played together. You were buddies from the beginning or something. There was a connection between the two of you. He thinks he shared. That was a little different than, oh, yes, we were closest. Okay, well, he wanted to make sure we all knew that, because he gave me, we are so close. And I don't know, he gives me a little bit of big brother energy, even if he wasn't technically, but, he was protective over you. Don't be saying nothing about my sister. I don't know. I think you guys shared sense of humor. You could talk, I don't know, a really good brother sister energy. And he does kind of give big brother energy a little bit, like, as in, I'm very protective of my sister. Also, was there something a little mysterious about his passing, or are we not exactly sure maybe what happened or something like that? Or I don't know. There seems to be like there might be, that there maybe was something mysterious about his his illness or what? Oh, he was the oldest. Okay, so that's oldest brother, big oldest brother energy. Yeah, gotcha. I don't know. Maybe there was something a little unsure about what happened. Maybe not. You know better. But for some reason, those cards came out together when I switched decks, and I'm just wondering about that. Um, Also, he may have left you something of value um, in amongst his possessions or something. I get a good old King of Pentacles, which makes me feel like it seemed like you said he hasn't been gone very long, a few months, but maybe there's something that he wanted you to have, or you already know what it is, or he told you that ahead of time, some kind of inheritance type thing. But beyond that, he says, you're not coming over anytime soon. He wants you to know that. Like, here you are, waiting for my ship to come in. He goes, well, you're going to have, oh, he had an addiction, died of natural causes. Okay, he had an addiction problem. Yeah, there's some little like, about what took him out. Yeah, I know natural causes, but I'm wondering, did his heart just stop or something? Anyway, it doesn't matter. But he was talking about just the actual crossing. But like, here it is, waiting for you. He goes, no, well, you're going to have to wait a while. You're not coming over anytime real soon. There's still more for you to do here on the earth. Six of Cups, back and forth, energy, give and take. There's still more to experience. The sun for you here. So, he's wishing you love, light. He'll continue to watch over you like the sun, again, watching his sister move forward, succeeding. There's more for you to do, he says. So don't be thinking you're coming right behind me. I don't know if you were thinking that, but he's saying, do not. All right. Thank you, Steve.
Wow. Beautiful nature girl. What loving family that you have, and quite they were individuals for sure, a little different, and
Yep.
but they were very much by your side.
Yeah, they felt different, quite different.
Individual type of souls. Okay, so I have Chief asked me, just has one last quick question here. She says, does the fact that the aurora borealis is more visible mean that there's an erosion of the ozone affiliated with the thinning of the veil? I think that the thinning of the veil is an energetic type of a barrier, so to speak. And I'm not sure if it's the erosion of the ozone, but Mark, what do you think? I think it does have something to do with the earth changes. And I feel like it has to do with the North Pole, the poles, and the magnetic, magnetic something with the poles are changing or are shifting. And, I think our world does wobble, so to speak. Like it's not in a perfect spinning like a top. It sort of wobbles. It's on an axis there that wobbles, or maybe depending on what perspective you're looking at. But I do think it has to do with Earth changes. Chief asked me, so I think that you're on to something. And I wanted to try and check with my pendulum. And also, Mark, if you're having like something that's first that kind of jumped out at you. So let me see. Is this aurora borealis being seen so far south due to the ozone, the erosion of the ozone? And I'm getting a no. Is this affiliated with the thinning of the veil? And look, it's going in a circle. Oh my gosh. That means maybe, or that does us the evolution of humanity, does it have something to do with the evolution of humanity? No, they're telling me wrong direction. Is there a thinning of something? Is there something thinning? Yeah, there's something thinning. Is it the ozone thinning? No. So I don't know. What are you getting, Mark?
Well, I think it has a little bit of something to do with the Earth's axis, or it's shifting. It's, what do I know? But it feels like it's shifted a little. It's moved. Like the heavens are different than they used to be. And the way we look at them is a little different because it's shifted slightly. Now, that could also have to do with that thinning of the veil. I do get that energy, like, because I get Ace of Cups with this heart coming down from heaven. And, the way Pan always describes this vibrational shift we're going through, he talks to it about like literally like God's energy or love, a bigger level of that being anchored into the earth's physical matter, like it's reflecting more of God's energy. So that talks to me a little bit about that it is partly because of the earth's transition and changing. So I think it is related to earth changes, and the heavens changing, like the way we view them is changing.
Do you think it's anything to do with the solar flares?
Maybe.
Or
But I wonder about, I'm going to do my pendulum about, are coming through to my, I know. It's like, it's kind of like that's reflecting the changes we're going through. It's like we're able to see that more. I don't know. It is related to the big old energy change. So I wonder, I'm just going to ask about the ozone. No, big fat no. Is it related to the new age and the vibration? Yes. So it's less relating to pollution and stuff like that, and more about the earth changing, like her physical. I feel like she's slightly moving or something. Is that like a thing about the earth
magnetic poles or something like that.
axis or something?
Hmm.
That's what I feel like. It's like it's tilting a little or something.
No coincidence.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not a coincidence. It's not. There is a reason for it, and it's connected to the earth and perhaps even the earth and the sun's relationship, or the energy between the earth and the sun. But I thought that was really interesting, and I thought it was good for a last quick
Yeah.
read.
Yeah. I read there's a slight tilting of the earth's axis. Yeah. And of course, my first thought would have been, oh, yeah, I think it is probably ozone or something. That was kind of me mark. I thought, but then they weren't kind of going along with that. I thought, oh, it probably is pollution. But no, I don't think so. I hear the poles are switching. There's all that. And of course, they're melting. I mean, our North Pole and stuff, it's melting. Ooh.
Because of the shift. Because of many things, but yeah.
And heat. Like that heating up is about pollution, I think. The heating of the waters and stuff.
So I wanted to thank you, Mark, for today, for coming and reading together with me. I love spending time together with you. And I wanted to thank everybody for being here, for posting your questions. We would love to get to all of them. There's like about 30 more questions out there. And we just thank you for your patience, for your understanding, and for going along with. You understand we have to choose at random because there's no way we could get to all of them. We'd be here 24 hours plus. But thank you all for being here, for supporting each other and their questions and what they are going through. We can't do this without you. And if you didn't get your question answered, and especially I forget your first name, the person who I said. But anyway, Mark is on later this afternoon, and he is. What is it that they can ask of you later this afternoon, Mark?
You guys can ask about anything you want. weather, politics, current events. You can ask personal questions, whatever you want to do is fine. Now, of course, like Gene, I have to just randomly pick and choose. So there's that. So, I
Yeah.
don't get everybody's question. I never do. It's impossible. So there's that.
Yeah.
It's also really hard to pick, guys. That's like, if there's one thing I don't particularly just love, it's that is picking amongst you all because, I love everybody equally. And I don't like feeling like I have to pick, that's kind of,
Mhm.
but you just do because that's what we're doing. We're just reading as many as we're able to, and we move to the next time.
Yeah.
It's never
Well,
anything personal, though, guys. You have to realize that.
yeah. And thank you again, everybody, and have a wonderful weekend and be safe out there. And I'm looking forward to seeing everybody again real soon. Thanks again, Mark. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thanks.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. Your support is greatly appreciated. If you enjoy this content, hit like, share, and subscribe. Remember to click the bell to be notified of future videos. Thanks again. Bye.